Hello, everyone. This is your loving host, radio and TV personality, as well as best selling author and publishing consultant, Dr. Afshan Hashmi, live from her Rockville studio in Maryland, USA. Friends, today we will be talking about the book Under the Banner of Heaven, as well as I will be talking about the TV adaptation of that. And before doing that, I just wanted to remind you that these are my two books. You can see this one is the Modern Mughal Mentality, New Strategies to Succeed in India and the Global Marketplace. And when this book came, there was a lot of research going on in Harvard and Stanford on Jugaad. And I have conceptualized Jugaad as thinking outside the box. And friends, this book was hot number one new release on Amazon, as well as best-selling book on Amazon. And my second book, The Outbreak of a Monstrous Infection, I want this was also an Amazon bestseller. And friends, I want this book to be made into a movie. You can see here, made into a movie. So all those Hollywood, Bollywood, Netflix, and whoever makes movies in Hollywood and Bollywood, please contact me at Afshan at drafshanhashmi.com. And friends, this program is going in my Dr. Afshan Hashmi's doco series. And friends, it will be syndicated worldwide to 300 million listeners. So, if you give me sponsorship, just imagine your product will be promoted in such a grand way and in a very reasonable price. So, having said that, friends, I also finance through the sale of these two books here. Uh, as well as through the sponsorships I finance these programs. To give these kind of program requires lot of energy, money, and thought and time which goes into it. And just imagine your product will be promoted to 300 million listeners worldwide. So just give me sponsorship and you will be very, very happy. Having said that, friends, let's dive into today's program. And yes, I have done thousands of reviews of movies, books, makeup products, and cosmetic products, and TV serials. So if you have those kind of needs, please contact me at Afshan at drafshanhashmi.com, and it will go in this program or on my W4WN radio and Talk 4 TV, or it will go on K4HD radio and Talk 4 TV. And also, I am in conversation with the authors, business people, entrepreneurs, and like business people. And if you have a company, if you are producing something, if you have a makeup company, or like CEOs, I love to be in conversation with business executives, related to movies, makeup products, cosmetic products, and TV serials. And all these programs are sponsored programs, because it takes lot of energy. But today's program is not sponsored or anything. It is just, this movie is coming, so I thought, why not uh, talk about it. It's a very, very trending topic, so let me talk about it. And here I go. Under the Banner of Heaven TV series. And yes, this program is not sponsored, and even if it would have been sponsored, I would always give my honest review and about the product, so I just wanted to emphasize on that. And of course it is distributed worldwide to 300 million listeners, so just imagine in what a grand way your product will be promoted. Having said that, friends, let's start about what is the TV series about Under the Banner of Heaven. Under the Banner of Heaven is an 2022 American true crime drama television miniseries based on the non-fiction book of the same name by John Crocker. It is adapted by screenwriter Dustin Lance Black and directed by David Mackenzie. It premiered on April 28, 22 on FX on Hulu. So today is April 20th, so that's what it is. So it's a very, very timely program. Now, before telling little bit more about the movie, let me go and talk about the book, and then we will come back to the movie. So, Under the Banner of Heaven, A Story of Violent Faith is a non fiction book by author John Crocker, first published in July 2003. He investigated and juxtaposed two histories: the origin and evolution of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter day Saints LDS Church, and a modern double murder committed in the name of God by brothers Ron and Dan Lafferty, who subscribe to a fundamentalist version of Mormonism. The Laffertys were formerly members of a very small splinter group called the School of Prophets, led by Robert C. Crossfield, also known by his prophet name Unes. The group accepts many beliefs of the original LDS Church at the time when it ceased the practice of polygamy in the 1890s, but it does not identify with those who call themselves fundamentalist Mormons. The book examines the ideologies of both the LDS Church and the fundamentalist Mormons, polygamous groups such as the Fundamentalist Church of Jesus Christ of Latter day Saints FLDS Church. And little bit about the background of murders. The book opens with news accounts of the 1984 murder of Brenda Lafferty and her infant daughter Erica. Brenda was married to Alan Lafferty, the youngest of the Lafferty brothers. His older brothers, Dan and Ron, disapproved of their sister in law Brenda because they believed she was the reason Ron's wife left him after refusing to allow him to marry a plural/slash second wife. Both men's extremism reached new heights when they became members of the School of the Prophets, founded and led by Robert C. Crossfield. After joining this group, Ron claimed that God had sent him revelations about Brenda. Communication with God is a core belief of fundamentalist Mormonism as well as the mainstream LDS Church. Ron showed the members of the School of Prophet a written removal revelation that allegedly called for the killing of Brenda and her baby. After other members of the school failed to honor Ron's removal revelation, the brothers quit the school. Dan claimed that he slit both of the victims' throats, but at the 2001 trial, Chip Carnes, who was riding in the getaway car, testified that Ron said that he had killed Brenda and that Ron had thanked his brother for doing the baby. After the murders, the police found the written revelation concerning Brenda and Erica. The press widely reported that Ron had received a revelation to kill the murderer and child. Afterwards, the Lafferty brothers conducted a recorded press conference at which Ron said that the revelation was not addressed to him but to Todd, a drifter whom Ron had befriended while working in Wichita, and that the revelation called only for removal of Brenda and her baby and did not use the word kill. The jury at Ron's trial was shown these remarks of Ron denying he had received a revelation to kill Brenda and Erica. So this was little bit synopsis about the murder, and uh, before diving into the book, I have the book on my Kindle, and we will read little bit from the book, so that my audience can better understand what is this movie and book is about, and about these gruesome murders. And friends, let me drink little bit of water. So, Utah versus Lafferty was a 1984 murder case in the state of Utah. It gained substantial, and it is Utah versus Lafferty. Utah versus Lafferty was a 1984 murder case in the state of Utah, and this program comes under the my series, crime stories as well as review of books. So it is combined, review of book as well as I will be talking about the TV series. So it is kind of a journal thing all combined into one. It gained substantial publicity due to the accused person's statement that the murders were the result of a divine revelation. So this was little bit about that, and now let's dive into the book. And this is the book cover. The cover is also, like it shows with the theme of the book, and it says national bestseller John Krakauer, author of Into the Wild and Into Thin Air, under the banner a story of violent faith, under the banner of heaven, a story of violent faith. So this is the cover, and it shows with the theme. And the one which is flashing is the cover of the mini series. So let me read little bit about the author. So let me read about author John Krakauer, born April 12th, 1954, is an American writer and mountaineer. He is the author of best-selling non-fiction books Into the Wild, Into Thin Air, Under the Banner of Heaven, and Where Men Win Glory, The Odyssey of Pat Tillman, as well as numerous magazine articles. He was member of an ill-fated expedition to summit Mount Everest in 1996, one of the deadliest disasters in the history of climbing Everest. Cocker was born in Brooklyn, Massachusetts, as the third of five children of Carol and Nee Jones and Louis Joseph Crocker. His father was Jewish and his mother was a Unitarian of Scandinavian descent. He was raised in Cornwallis, Oregon from the age of 2. His father introduced the young Crocker to mountaineering at the age of 8. His father was relentlessly competitive and ambitious in the extreme and placed high expectations on Crocker, wishing for his son to attend Harvard Medical School and become a doctor. Life once sure path to meaningful success and lasting happiness. He competed in tennis at Corvallis High School and graduated in 1972. He went on to study at Hampshire College in Massachusetts, where in 1976 he received his degree in environmental studies. In 1977, he met foreign climber Linda Merriam Moore and they married in 1980. They live in Seattle, Washington, but moved to Boulder, Colorado after the release of Crocker's book Into Thin Air. So this was little bit about the author of the book, and let me now go back to the book. So this is the book, and let's read little bit from the book. Prologue. Almost everyone in Utah County has heard of the Lafferty boys. That's mostly a function of the lurid murders, of course, but the Lafferty surname had a certain prominence in the county even before Brenda and Erica Lafferty were killed. Watson Lafferty, the patriarch of the clan, was a chiropractor who ran a thriving practice out of his home in downtown Provo's historic quarter. He and his wife Claudine had 6 boys and 2 girls on whom they instilled an unusually strong work ethics and intense devotion to the Mormon church. The entire family was admired for its industriousness and probity. Alan, the youngest of the Lafferty children, now in his mid 40s, works as a tile setter, a trade he has piled since he was a teenager. In the summer of 1984, he was living with his 24-year-old wife and baby daughter in American Fork, a sleepy white bread suburb alongside the freeway that runs from Provo to Salt Lake City. Brenda, his spouse, was a one time beauty queen recognized around town from her tenure as the anchor of a news magazine program on Channel 11, the local PBS affiliate, although she had abandoned her nascent broadcasting career to marry Alan and start a family. Brenda had lost none of the exuberance that had endeared her to television viewers. Warm and outgoing, she had made a lasting impression. On the morning of July 24, 1984, Ellen left their small duplex apartment before the sun was up and drove 80 miles up the interstate to work at a construction site east of Ogden. During his lunch break, he phoned Brenda, who chatted with him for a minute before putting their 15-month-old daughter, Erica, on the line. Erica gurgled a few words of baby talk, then Brenda told her husband everything was fine and said goodbye. Alan arrived home around 8 that morning, tired from the long workday. He walked up to the front door and was surprised to find it locked. They almost never locked their door. He used his key to enter and then was surprised again by the baseball game blaring from the television in the living room. Neither he nor Brenda liked baseball. They never watched it. After he turned off the TV, the apartment seemed preternaturally quiet to him as though nobody was home. Alan figured Brenda had taken the baby had and gone out. I turned to go and see if maybe she was at the neighbor's. He explained later, and I noticed some blood near the door on a large swing. And then he saw Brenda in the kitchen, sprawled on the floor in a lake of blood. Upon calling Brenda's name and getting no reply, he knelt beside her and put his hand on her shoulder. I touched her, he said, and her body felt cool. There was blood on her face and pretty much everywhere. Alan reached for the kitchen phone, which was resting on the floor next to his wife, and dialed 911 before he realized there was no dial tone. The cord had been yanked from the wall as he walked to their bedroom to try the extension in there. He glanced into baby's room and saw Erica slumped over in her crib in an odd position, motionless. She was wearing nothing but a diaper which was soaked with blood, as were the blankets surrounding her. Alan hurried to the master bedroom only to find the phone in there out of order as well. So he went next door to a neighbor's apartment where he was finally able to call for help. He described the carnage to the 911 dispatcher, then called his mother. While he waited for the police to show up, Alan returned to his apartment. I went to Brenda and I prayed, he said, and then as I stood, I surveyed the situation a little, moaned, and realized there had been a grim struggle. For the first time, he noticed that the blood wasn't confined to the kitchen. It smeared the living room's walls, the floor, the doors, the curtains. It was obvious to him who was responsible. He had known the moment he had first seen Brenda on the kitchen floor. The cops took Alan down to the American Folk Police Station and grilled him throughout the night. They assumed he was the murderer, the husband usually is. By and by, however, Alan convinced that the prime suspect was actually the oldest of his five brothers, Ron Lafferty. Ron had just returned to Utah County after spending most of the previous 3 months traveling around the West with another Lafferty brother, Jan. And ABP went out for Ron's car, a pale green 1974 Impala station wagon with Utah plates. The slayings appeared to be ritualistic, which drew uncommon attention from the news media and put the public on edge. By the next evening, the Lafferty killings led news broadcast across the state. On Thursday, July 26, a headline on the front page of the Salt Lake Tribune announced widespread search underway for American Fork murder suspect by Michael Gorel, Tribune staff writer and Ann Shield Tribune correspondent. American folk lawmen in Utah and surrounding states searched Wednesday for a former Highland Utah Country City Councilman and religious fundamentalist charged with the Tuesday murders of his sister in law and her 15-month-old baby. Ronald Watson Lafferty, 42, no address available, was charged with 2 counts of capital homicide in the deaths of Brenda Wright Lafferty, 24, and her daughter Erica Lane. American Folk Police have not established a motive for the killings and have refused to comment on rumors that the suspect, an excommunicated member of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, was involved with either polygamist or fundamentalist religious sects, and that those ties may have contributed to the killings. Neighbors expressed disbelief that this sort of thing could happen in their area. The whole town's in shock that such a thing could happen in a nice, quiet community like American Folk. People who said they had never locked their doors said they were going to now, said one neighbor who asked not to be identified. Ken Beck, a bishop in the American Folk LDS ward with Alan and Brenda Lafferty attended, said they were a nice, ordinary couple active in church affairs. Immediately below this story, also on the front page, was an accompanying piece. Neighbors recall changes in murder suspect 40. 2. So this was a little bit from the prologue, and it is so sad, it's giving chilling to my spines, reading about it, that how can someone kill someone, and it is such a gruesome murder. And that's why, I want to highlight this, and I will go and see the mini series, and if I like it, I will talk about it later in a second program, but I'm not sure when I will do that. So having said that, friends, this is not like a review of the book, it is just the reading of the book and telling my audience about it. So now now to take a little break and make it interesting, we'll come to the book later on. Let me play the trailer of this mini series which is released today. So this is the trailer from FX Network and the courtesy of FS Networks. And here I want to show you that.
Heavenly Father, we ask that we might be instruments in thy hand to fix what we find broken. In the name of Jesus Christ. Amen. A woman and her...
Let me play it again.
Oh my God. Heavenly Father, we ask that we might be instruments in thy hand to fix what we find broken. In the name of Jesus Christ. Amen. A woman and her 15-month-old child were murdered in their home. We are asking the public for their help. We aren't a community that usually locks its doors. So, for now, we feel it's prudent to err on the side of caution. The evidence points to things and to beliefs that I have only ever heard whisperings about. I don't go digging in the past. And neither should you. From the first moment anyone set eyes on her, they were hooked.
An evil presence is in his family.
What if this case isn't just a husband who turned against his wife? What if tonight is just the first edge of a bone, finally working its way out of our own desert's floor? Hands up right now! This goes beyond just a murder. Beyond everything I believe.
So this was the trailer. And now let me read from Rotten Tomatoes what they have to say about this. So it is here on Rotten Tomatoes. This is the news here about it. Let me show you like this. And it says five revelations from Andrew Garfield, his Under the Banner of Heaven co-stars and series creator Dustin Lance Black. The cast and creator of the Hulu limited series talk about the needing to build emotional distance between their real lives and the bleak true crime tale based on John Crocker's 2000 book. Usually, Andrew Garfield has no problem taking his work home with him, but in the case of the FX true crime drama Under the Banner of Heaven, the story was too dark to live in after hours. The limited series follows a Salt Lake City detective, Pierre Garfield, investigating the murder of a young mother and her baby daughter and its connection to the original of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter day Saints, written by Oscar winner Dustin Lance Black. The series is based on John Cracker's 2000 book of the same name that digs into death of Brenda Wright Lafferty, which is played by Daisy Edgar-Jones, and its ties to the Mormon Church and the surprising origins of the LDS religion. So this was little bit from Rotten Tomatoes, and now let me go back to the book. This is chapter 3, Bountiful. Bountiful, 900 miles north of Colorado City, just over the Canadian border, the Purcell Mountains rise steeply from the wide green bottomlands of the Kootenay River. Here, a few miles outside Creston, British Columbia, a cluster of houses and stands amongst the hay fields hard beneath the precipitous, thickly forested slopes of Mount Thompson. This bucolic looking settlement is known as Bountiful, although its rain soaked surroundings are a far cry from a desiccated landscape of Colorado City. The two places are inextricably linked. Bountiful is home to some 700 Mormon fundamentalists who belong to the UEP and answer unconditionally to Prophet Roland Jeffs. Girls from Bountiful are regularly sent south across the international border to be married to men in Colorado City, and even great numbers of girls from Colorado City are brought north to marry bountiful men. Debbie Oler Blackmail Roster Palmer spent most of her life in Bountiful. In 1957, when she was 2 years old, her father, Dalman Orer, moved his family to the Crystal Valley in order to join a fundamentalist group that had settled there a few years earlier. So first, what I will do, friends, I will read this book, whole book, and then maybe I can do a review of this book and then go and see the movie and then give my review that so maybe I'm thinking I can do that, and but I will see, like, because there are so many programs I have to give that I just cannot stick on one topic for a long time. So you have to think about that also. So because I want to cover a lot of stuff for my followers and for my fans who come and listen to the views. So this was little bit about the book, and again this is the cover of the book. And also it depends upon how many views I get, and I want to see the interest of my viewers and fans and followers and whoever watches my YouTube, and because this will be live on my YouTube and my Vimeo channel, and then it will be distributed worldwide to 300 million listeners, and it will be on Amazon Music and 100 other platforms. So I have to see the response of my followers, and it is syndicated worldwide to 300 million listeners. So I have to also see the interest of my fan following and everything before deciding that whether I want to revisit this thing again. But I am really moved. It is so gruesome. It is sending chilling in my spines, that how can someone do that, to a child and to a woman. So that's why I took this story, to be highlighted. And then I came to know that a movie is there, so I waited till today, till the movie is released, so that I can do combine both the things into one. Having said that, friends, let me read little bit about the movie part. So what New York Times has to say: how Under the Banner of Heaven took on murder and the Mormon Church. A new FX mini-series adapts the investigative book by John Crowder. He and the creator Dustin Lance Black talked about their efforts to get at the truth. And this is Dustin Lance Black. Dustin Slang's Black Hill gets emotional when he talks about the time he left the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter day Saints around 3 decades ago. It was hard, he said, because he loved the church, but his Mormon father had run off to marry his own first cousin, leaving behind a wife and 3 children. And when his stepfather became physically violent, local church leaders circled the wagons and told his mother, who was paralyzed from polio, to leave the police out of it. So he had questions and eventually doubts. He also still recalls when he first read Under the Banner of Heaven 2003, a book of investigative journalism by John Cracker, that is now the basis of an FX miniseries on Hulu, which Black created. Black had some out as gay by then and was trying to make it as a young screenwriter. Banner shined a clarifying light into corners of church practice and history that had always been hidden on him. So this was little bit from there. And so this was a little bit more about the movie. And if there is lot of interest from my fans and followers on this, then I might revisit that. Or if the producers and directors and screenwriters are looking for some publicity of the movie, I'll be more than happy to do that for them in a very nominal price. And this as this program is syndicated worldwide to 300 million listeners. So having said that, friends, these are my two books: The Modern Mughal Mentality, New Strategies to Succeed in India and the Global Marketplace. And the second one is The Outbreak of a Monstrous Infection. Friends, to the sale of these two books, I finance these programs, and through the sponsored sponsored programs. I finance these programs, but this show is not sponsored. And even if this was has been sponsored, I would always give my honest review. I just picked up because I was reading about this book, and then I came to know about the movie. So before finishing the book, I came and I said I will just, hop in and talk little bit about it. And it's sending chilling in my spines about it, as I said earlier many times also. Having said that, friends, for my second book, The Outbreak of a Monstrous Infection, I want a movie to be made. So all those Hollywood, Bollywood, Netflix producers and whoever makes movies and mini series, because it will be so great, if it can be made into a web series, mini series, or movie, this book. And I am looking for like proposals, from all companies who make movies and all Hollywood agents and all, and there is a huge interest. And but I want my exact price what I am quoting. So just contact me at Afshan at drafshanhashmi.com and go and read about the book. Or if you are interested in buying the licensing rights, you can contact me and I will send you a free copy. Having said that, friends, now also I want to say that I will be announcing a winner who does lot of who does the highest amount of tagging and sharing of this video, and wherever it is syndicated, to 100 platforms. So from wherever, the winner is, whoever tags it a lot, you can contact me at Afshan at drafshanhashmi.com with the proof that how many times did you tag it, or share this program, and they will get a gift from me. So that's what, it is, and I am announcing that. And also I want to talk to Disney, like they bought the rights of this. So, if you like, please contact me at Afshan at drafshanhashmi.com, and we can be in talks about selling the licensing rights. Because since childhood, I love Disney. I have watched their movies. So what a great thing if Disney picks it up, because mine is my book, The Outbreak of a Monstrous Infection, is also a murder mystery, and a very interesting plot. And having said that, anyone, whoever makes move, I'm open to everyone. Whoever makes movies, web series, mini series, please contact me. And do not forget to share this thing if you want a prize, and tag it to the largest amount of people and send me the proof. And also you have to be the subscriber of my YouTube and follower on my Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram and TikTok. You have to be that in order to get the prize. So there are only these three conditions. You have to be my follower on social media, and which is Facebook, uh, Instagram, and YouTube, as well as TikTok. So these are some of and Twitter. So you have to be follower there, and then you have to just share this thing to as many people as you can, and just take a screenshot and send it to me at Afshan at drafshanhashmi.com, that where you have shared it, so that I can go and look there, and if it is correct, I you will get a prize. So having said that, Friends, now how do you like this look? This is the look I have created today. I like to create looks. I have been a fashionista for a very long time, and I have created this look for according to, like, someone, just think if someone is visiting Rodeo Drive. I have visited Rodeo Drive in Beverly Hills many times, since I have come to America. So just think, you are dressed up like this, and you are going on shopping on Rodeo Drive. So left to dress up like this. So that kind of thinking, because it is Hollywood, Bollywood kind of a movie and a book kind of thing. So I wanted to create this look. And how I created this look, let's first go to accessories. This I got online from shop Miss A. This I got from Amazon. This I got from shop Miss A. And then created this look. And also, this shirt I am wearing, I got it online from Amazon. So having said that, now let me see what kind of makeup did I put. So this is like the from shop Miss A, the spray here first. And then I put this Ole Regenerist moisturizer. Here it is. And then I put foundation, and that is also from shop Miss A. And then I put this from Revlon. This is under I think. And I got all this makeup and everything what I'm showing with my own money. And I would love, to get sponsors, the makeup and cosmetic companies also, besides Bollywood and Hollywood, as sponsors. So and even if you give me product and you hire me to sponsor as a brand promoter, I will always give my honest review. Having said that, this is from Revlon. And then these brushes are from shop Miss A here. And then this powder. This powder is from shop Miss A, and I put it under eyes after putting and on my face. Today I have used this powder. This is the highlighter which you can see here, and here wherever I wanted to highlight. And I am no makeup artist or anything. I just love to create new kind of looks for fun. When I come, I'm a scholar. I write. I'm an author and a publishing consultant and a reviewer. So, and I am a PhD in biochemistry. So you can go to my website www.afshanhashmi.com to know more about me. But I'm also a scholar. I don't I don't like that just you are writing and all, and you are not dressed properly. I want the full look, like you are good in your studies, as well as you give good thing to your you take do good grooming, and you present yourself good. That's what I believe in it, and I have learned it from my mother, who was a fashionista. And Ammi, I used to call her. If you are listening, I love you today for giving me these kind of. She was all teachings. She was also a scholar, as well as she was a fashionista. And she could create a look in a very, very a small price and all. And that's what I have done. And do let me know in comments. The more you comment, the more, I get inspired to create these kind of programs, and I will see the interest of my followers and all. And if you like this, I might come again and give from the same movie, but it has to be trending on YouTube for me to come and give again talk about this program. Having said that, so this is one highlighter, and the other highlighter is this, and this is all from shop Miss A. And then for my eyeliner, I use this. I used this one here and black here. So, and that's how I created the look. This is, and then for eyeshadow, and this is the spray for setting spray. This is the setting spray, and this is my blender, beauty blender. This is the beauty blender, and this is that, and this is the Kylie lipstick which I have put here. And before doing everything, I before coming here and doing makeup, I use this face mask. So having said that, friends, and here I use this, and I used in this one, the red one on my eyes. So this is how I created this look. And this one I got from Amazon, and this one I got from shop Miss A. So I've told you everything, and that's why I've some people don't like to make these things public, but I want my followers and my people who are seeing my videos to flourish in life, and then flourish in life, and whatever I can, I am helping them in that way, because we can learn from each other. So do comment on that, and all those Hollywood, Bollywood, Netflix, Amazon, all those producers, please contact me, because this program is going on Amazon Music also. So I would love to sell the rights to Amazon or Netflix, and soon this program will go on Apple Plus as well as Roku. So it is all till there except Netflix. It is everywhere. So that is what it is. So having said that, friends, now I want to sign off, and these are my two books. Please go and buy these two books and give me an honest review. Having said that, friend, cheers and bye bye. And yes, this is my beautiful scent which I'm using in this blessed month of Ramadan. This is the pure out from Saudi Arabia. So I use that. I love it. You won't imagine how beautiful it smells. So these are some beauty tips which I wanted to tell people who are seeing me, and they can learn from me what I have learned. I just want to impart education in the way, in a very nice and entertaining way, education through entertainment, and that's what I do. So having said that, friends, cheers and bye bye, and see you in another episode of my doco series soon. Bye bye.